Now we're getting into some of the really interesting aspects of end hair. We can style and design it. One way to do that is using the Paint Hair Follicles tool. I'll select the scalp object and then go to the end hair menu and choose Paint Hair Follicles Options. And in the Paint Hair Follicles settings, we can choose a different paint mode, Edit Follicle Attributes. And once we've done that, we can choose an attribute from this list here. There are lots of things that we can adjust. To control the direction of the hair, we want to use inclination and possibly roll and polar. Inclination is the elevation, or how high the start curves will stand up. I'll choose inclination. Over in the tool settings, I just want to reset the tool to clear out anything that might have been in there before. And since I might be painting later, I'll turn reflection back on. Legal values for inclination vary between 0 and 1. The default value is 0.5, and in that case, the start curves will stand straight out directly along the surface normal of the emitting object. If we want to make the hairs lie flat, we want to send the inclination value towards 0 or towards 1. Let's experiment with the value here. I'll set it to a value of 0.2, and very importantly, press the Enter key, otherwise it may not update. And then I can click the Flood button, and that will change the inclination value for all of the follicles. Once that's done calculating, we can examine and see what it's done. It's caused all of the hairs to lie more flat, except they're going in the wrong direction. If we want them to go the other direction, then we want this value here to be greater than 5, because currently it's less than 5. I'll set it to a value greater than 5. Let's try 0.8, press Enter, and click the Flood button. All right, that's pretty cool. Now the hair is looking a lot more natural. If we want to, we can paint these values just by using the ordinary paint tool without flooding. So if I wanted the hair to stand up more straight in certain areas, I could set the value to, let's say, maybe 0.6, which is closer to 0.5. And then get in here and just paint these. And you can see now I'm making the hair near the sideburns stand up more straight. And of course, because I have reflection turned on, it's operating on both sides of the model simultaneously. Okay, so that's really cool. The other thing we might want to adjust is the roll or polar attributes. Roll and polar are the rotation of the start curves. We're not currently seeing any curves, but I can unhide the output curves layer, and that will work just fine as long as we are on frame 1. The output curves and the start curves are the same. And then over under follicle attribute in the Paint Hair Follicles settings, choose roll. And again, it varies between 0 and 1. So in order to get a sense of what the range is and what it's going to do, let's try setting our value down to, let's say, 0.2. And then go up here and do a test paint and see what that does. So you see what that's doing is it's causing all of those to rotate slightly. I'll undo that. Let's try a value of 0.8 and draw that same brush stroke. And you can see now we're causing it to rotate in a different direction. The value of 1, we're controlling it so that they all kind of rotate in a similar direction. Now you notice that because of the UV layout in our particular model, that we don't get a perfectly symmetrical result here. And if we wanted the hair to part exactly, then we would need to turn reflection off and have different values on the left and right side. So now I can part the hair. So on the character's left side, I can cause these to all rotate in one direction, and on the right side, rotate in the other direction, setting that to a value of 1. I'm just creating a part for the hair. Now, there's other ways to do this. This is not the only way, but this is a pretty intuitive way. Later, we'll see that you can actually just select the start curves and manipulate them any way that you want. So that's not beautiful, but it's giving us a sense of what's possible here, using the Paint Hair Follicles tool to adjust roll and inclination.